Welcome to Creative Living, where we help you live your most creative life. I'm your host, Jane Manzuris, and today you're going to want to rip open that gigantic bag of candy corn because we're talking all things Halloween and fall. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up on the show. It's that time of year again when the pumpkins take over. So get ready for a pumpkin-inspired craft that will add a fun touch to your fall decorating. Plus, we'll visit a store stocked with quirky products celebrating small towns. And a DIY napkin ring made out of hot glue. Stick around for that and so much more on this episode of Creative Living. Well, I just love fall, and one of my favorite things about fall is Halloween, so I'm excited to have with me today artist and DIYer and teacher Kelly Smith from Kelly Smith Art. Now, Kelly, you are really a fine artist, but you love DIY.
I love DIY. I'd love to do crafts, and I do try to make, turn my crafts into more of a fine art level. I like to just bring them up a little bit and do a few extra things to make them special. Although any kind of DIY I love. I love making things. It makes me feel good. I feel like it's a free psychiatrist.
It really is. It kind of gets you in that whole meditative state, kind of in flow, and you're creating something. This is why I love to make. Do you love Halloween as much as I love Halloween?
I love Halloween. Anybody who knows me knows I love Halloween.
So, I mean, you have a lot of craft specialties, but maybe Halloween, one of your faves?
Yes.
Okay.
I make a lot of my Halloween decorations.
Cool. So today you're going to show me how to make a very fun, it could be fall, it could be Halloween. What are we making today?
We're going to make a paper mache pumpkin.
So we are going to make this.
Yes.
You're telling me that I'm going to be able to make this?
You can do it very simply.
Paper mache is the key.
Yes.
The name of this game is paper mache.
Yes.
What do we need to make this pumpkin?
Well, we need a balloon and old newspaper cut up into strips and junk mail, tape, a brush to paint with, school glue, acrylic paint, craft paints, a marker, scissors, and more brushes and water.
So I'm going to put this aside and let's get started on making this paper mache pumpkin. First we need to blow up the balloon.
You've done that. Balloon.
Okay.
Yes. And so the next thing is I like to take a strip of newspaper and I kind of coil it up like this.
Okay.
And I like to tape it. Oops, I probably should have made a few strips of tape.
That's okay.
I like to tape it all the way around though in a circle. And I only have one little piece here, but all the way around like this onto my balloon.
You take this all the way around the circle right here. Okay, so once we get the rim, we do that so it sets up?
Yes, so that it will be a ridge for us to glue the ribs on a pumpkin onto, and also when we pop the balloon, it'll be a nice foundation for it to sit.
Then we're going to put the paper mache. This is the process that we're talking about, and we need for that, we need our paper.
We need our paper mache. And what I like to do first is, first I need to wet my brush and dip it into the regular glue and just really saturate it.
Okay.
And I like to at first paint the area that I'm going to decoupage on my balloon and newspaper.
Can I put these on
Yes, just put it on and then paint over it with glue. And so you just put the pieces on.
I'm gonna go. So do you go around in circles first?
You can really do whatever you want, any way you want. And I also do go over this ridge.
Oh, right, because sorry, I just painted your finger.
No, that's all right. It's been painted before.
Okay, so we're going to keep doing this.
Keep doing that
till you
some more glue on the whole balloon. All the way. You don't have to do right here, but you do need to go over this ridge so that it will.
Okay.
Now you'll need to let this, when you cover the whole balloon, dry. And then you do it again at least 3 or 4 times so that it's really
really heavy and thick. So let's keep doing this.
Okay.
We're gonna finish up paper macheing this. You're gonna come back a little bit later in the show and we are gonna finish up this paper mache.
That sounds fabulous.
Perfect. All right, let's keep going.
Yes.
Okay. It's double trouble on this month's Craft Room Crash. We visit Eagle Mountain, Utah to see how these two friends create fun home decor using their Xyron Creative Station. is Craft Room Crash, and I'm in Eagle Mountain, Utah, outside the home of DIYers Midge and Madge. Now, these partners in crafting crime say that 2 is more fun than 1. So let's go crash their craft room and find out what Midge and Madge are making today.
Hey, hey! Hey, Jane!
Hi, girls!
Hey! Do you want to come in and see the craft room?
I do!
We should do it then.
Let's do it!
Whoa! This is where the magic happens.
Here it is! Oh my gosh!
We like to call ourselves an online crafty talk show. So we either review things or make things or just chit chat and tell you some of our favorites, ask what your favorites are.
This room is so organized for a craft room.
The craft room is at my home. Midge just lives about 20 seconds away, just across the street.
Do you actually use this right here?
You know what? Okay, I really would like to learn. We've been friends since we were 5. We started going to scrapbook retreats together.
This is how they check for lights.
Sometimes we're not what people expect, but I think it just puts a unique spin on what we do.
I cannot wait to get to it with you guys. What are we making today?
We are making a seasonal wood plaque with our Xyron Creative Station light. First, we're going to take a design that we have cut out with our die cut machine.
Snip, I love this. Midge and Madge mingle with Jane.
And we're going to run it through the Xyron Creative Station light.
So anything even this small can have adhesive stuck to the back of it.
Oh yeah.
Yes. This is so cool.
I just want to stay in the guide, so I just pull it back a little bit like
Of
that.
course I do.
And then we're going to place the design on our wooden plaque.
Place and
I'm
stick.
I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, it's okay.
And the thing is that we can move it if we need to.
Do you ever make a mistake in crafting?
There are no mistakes in crafting. It's just a bonus step. Next, we're going to make some paper flowers. Okay, now we're going to make our foam squares that we're going to use to put the flowers on our plaque. We're going to pull it out of here.
And so one side has repositionable, one side has permanent.
Yes.
The permanent is what's going to stick on the bottom of the flower.
Yes.
And the reposition goes on to the wall.
Very
Jane,
good.
the light bulb
She
moment.
knows.
Okay, now we got to stick them on.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Look at you, she's jumped.
I'm like, she is. Wait, wait.
Oh, that's the one I already stuck on. I gotta check this out.
There we go. Jam with Jane.
Isn't that cute?
And anybody can do this.
Thank you so much for having me in your craft room.
You are so welcome, and you need to come back and craft with us again.
Believe me, I will be back. Thank you so much to the dynamic duo, Midge and Madge. Now we all know how to make a customized wood plaque. And that is what Midge and Madge are doing in their craft room. What are you doing in your craft room? I'll see you next time. Bye. Craft Room Crash is brought to you by Xyron. Holds down everything except your imagination. There's more to come on Creative Living. Make way for Franken-style this Halloween. I'll show you how to take a few crafting items and turn your little one into a most fashionable monster. And a super easy DIY craft that will add a touch of whimsy to your fall table. Small towns are known for their quirkiness, so let's meet a couple whose small town store celebrates all things small town USA.
Opening this business with my husband, we chose to find a location here in Old Town Cottonwood after learning this craft in our own house. We love the area. Old Town is the choice location in Cottonwood. It's historical. It has a lot more wineries and the tasting rooms and new fun people moving in the area. It's become more of a destination. My husband and I had just come up with some funny ideas about neighborhoods, and we thought it'd be funny and fun to have t-shirts with neighborhood names on them. And so the next idea was maybe screen printing is the way to go. Screen printing is not part of our background, my husband and myself. We both learned together from the very beginning, elementary, watching videos and practicing and making lots of mistakes. We both had different jobs. We decided that we would take the leap and start working for ourselves.
The most exciting part about being able to do our own printing is that we can take an idea and within hours have it on a shirt. What we do then is get it into the computer. We use Photoshop, getting it down to one color or separating out the colors. And then we take that, print it out onto a film positive. We take the film positive, we expose the screens. From there, we're able to create a screen. We decide for that design which was going to be the most appropriate ink to use. We load it up. Everything is manual. We have a manual press. We are pushing and pulling the ink ourselves. Everything is done with our own hands. I love the challenge of screen printing because there are so many variables on what can happen. Sometimes things go exactly as planned, sometimes they really don't. And sometimes some of those mistakes become new processes that we can use intentionally later.
All of our shirts and our ideas and designs, we try to be a little edgy and take not so popular neighborhoods and not so popular ideas and try to make them feel good and have a little humor with them.
For us, Arizona represents diversity. It represents a return to local, artistically and creatively. And we're very proud to be a part of Old Town Cottonwood and its resurgence.
It's very important to support local art because it is our soul. It is our soul of the town, and this is our community and it's our family.
It's fashionable to be Frankenstein this Halloween when you dress as Franken-style. What's so great about this DIY Halloween costume is that you're using the clothes your child has already outgrown over the last year, and you're turning it into a show-stopping costume. So let's get started. You'll need a pair of old jeans, sneakers, a blazer or jacket, green socks, a thick rope, a 1-gallon milk carton, green paint, silver pipe cleaners, silver or gray buttons, black fuzzy fabric, cotton batting, a glue gun, and scissors. Now this costume only needs a little DIY TLC, so let's start from the top and work our way down. To make Franken-style's head, cut a milk carton so the base becomes the top of the head and it fits like a cap. I'm using a Sharpie to get the shape before I cut it out. Next, pick your favorite shade of Frankenstein green and paint the cap green. Now, while that's drying, measure and cut some fuzzy fabric to glue on for the hair. And using silver metallic pipe cleaner, cut a few small pieces to use as scars on Franken-style's head. And use the backside of buttons as his bolts. Glue it all on the cap and set aside. You can use a blazer your child already has in the closet that's too short in the sleeves as Franken-style's jacket. For the bottoms, use an old pair of jeans that don't fit in the length, but they do in the waist. Cut the bottoms into strips about 4 inches up, and when you toss them in the washing machine, they fray, just like this. Now braid a rope to make the belt. Next, use a pair of sneakers that are too small in the toe and cut out the toe box. Stuff the green socks with batting, and when the kid puts them on, make sure the socks stick out the front of the sneakers. And there you have it, a complete Franken-style costume for the mini monster in your life. Last year, the top costumes for kids were superheroes, while pet owners dressed their fur babies as pumpkins. That's pretty cute. Okay, let's see what's coming up on Creative Living. We finish up our paper mache pumpkin craft. Try saying that 5 times fast. And I have a new use for hot glue sticks that will make your fall table stick out. We are back with Kelly Smith to finish up our paper mache pumpkin. Kelly, this is what we started earlier in the show, and this is 4 layers of paper mache.
Yes.
And this is dry. This is
thoroughly dry,
rock
hard as a
solid.
rock.
Okay, so
And
what do we do next?
The next thing we have to do is pop it.
Ah.
Pop it. So get ready. I got to close my eyes. Okay, there we go. And so you can see
Fabulous.
it's all
How
nice
about-
and smooth in there.
I love
all right,
that.
So our next thing is to form ribs on the pumpkin. And so I scrunch up a bunch of newspaper and kind of tape it together so it forms a rib. And then from the bottom of it is when I start taping it on.
Okay, so do you have one that's sort of ready to go with more ribs on it?
I do. I have one kind of started here. And so this is the way I like to do it. I like to kind of put it down the bottom here. And this is why this ridge is important. Not only does it make it lay flat, but it also helps me tape on these ribs. And then I want to tape on each side of it all the way up so my glue won't go into there and it will be nice.
I'm going to help
yes,
you.
You're
Normally you don't
helping.
get a
Fantastic.
helper.
No, I don't.
You just try to balance
and
it.
you're kind of going crazy.
Yeah.
But this is awesome and perfect.
So the tape and the newspaper is really the foundation of this paper mache
yes,
pumpkin.
it is. And then you just glue on top of this tape.
And you do more paper mache.
Yeah.
So you'll do more paper mache on top of this. So I'm gonna let you keep taping. Maybe get one over here. What I find so interesting about all of this, it's a balloon. We have that at home. It's newspaper. We have that at home. We're about to throw it away.
Right.
And it's tape. So
It's
everything.
just simple things you have around the house.
Yeah. But once this is all ridged up, or ribbed up.
Ribbed. Yes.
Once we've got all the ribs on the pumpkin, we're gonna do more paper mache.
Exactly. We just start doing the same thing as we did on the original pumpkin, all over these ribs.
And we're gonna cover this how many times?
3 to 4 times and let it completely dry so that it's
same
really hard.
thing. Yeah, but, and these pieces of newspaper aren't gonna be squishy.
No, they're going to soak up the glue and become really hard.
Okay, great. So once this is dry, what's our next step?
Our next step is to add a stem.
Ah, yes.
And so what I do is just take some junk mail, coil it, glue it together with a hot glue gun. I cut off the end of the slant so it looks like it naturally came off the plant. And then I use scissors and cut these little ends so that I can glue it on there real bit and have surface. I kind of tear them off when I feel like it's too tall or something.
And then you're gonna tape this
literally just use the tape and put it on all over and
And this is really gonna give it that feel that it's a pumpkin.
Yes.
Okay. So once we get that
all
taped, and that's so cool because we're using old mail.
Yes.
We paint it because this one is a step ahead of everything.
Yeah.
It's red.
It's red. I like to use red as the base because as we're layering on colors, it'll make it a deeper, richer, more vibrant color.
Once it's painted red, we're gonna mix in some of the orange, and that's how we get our true color.
Right. And
so I like the base of this one so we can see what it looks like. But here it is, painted red with, now you've mixed in other colors.
Yes. And so I start with the red, then I go with a slightly darker orange, and then I keep adding lighter oranges. And then finally, at the very end, I use a complementary color of purple, but very, very light with a lot of white in it to be a natural highlight.
I love that.
Contrast.
This is where the fine artistry comes through with Kelly Smith. Kelly, once the final gloss is on it, everything is dry, you're going to add in the leaf.
Yes.
What a great, cute project. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. For complete detailed instructions, just head to our website. Grab your hot glue gun. Next, we're making the cutest napkin rings. You're already gonna wow your guests with your Thanksgiving turkey, but make an even bigger impression with your table setting. Today, we're talking napkin rings. Traditionally, they're made from silver or wood, glass, and porcelain. But today, we're gonna make them from glue. So let's get started. You'll need a silicone candy mold that can withstand the heat of up to 450 degrees, hot glue sticks, a glue gun, twine, and paint. This is so easy, you're gonna be amazed you didn't think of it before. While you're heating up your glue gun and glue stick, cut a piece of twine long enough to wrap around your napkin and silverware a few times. Once the glue is ready, squeeze it into the candy mold. When it's about halfway full, dip the center of your twine piece into the center of the mold, let it set, and then add more glue to top it off, holding the twine strings up and out of the way. It looks a little messy now, but when it's dry, this glue is transformed. Once it's set, let it cool about 20 minutes and then pop it out. You can paint it to match your table decor, or you can use colored hot glue. Repeat the process for as many place settings as you're creating. When you're ready to set the table, wrap it around your utensils and napkin. And there you have it, a beautiful napkin ring that'll add a stylish flair to your Thanksgiving table. And it's made from all the simple things you already have in your craft room. Thanks so much to Kelly Smith for showing us how to make these adorable paper mache pumpkins. Here's a cute idea for all that leftover Halloween candy. You'll need small lollipops, mini boxes of candy, and wrapped rolled candy like Smarties. And of course, a low-heat glue gun. Glue the lollipop stick to the back of the candy box so it looks like a head is sticking out. Then glue Smarties to the box to make arms and legs. You can use other leftover candy as well. Just let your imagination soar. And you'll have some great fall decor, or better yet, Halloween-inspired Christmas ornaments. Talk about switching up the holidays. Thanks so much for joining us on Creative Living, where we merge everyday life with imagination. I'm Jane Manzuris, and I'll see you next time.